Chris, we are going to spend this episode looking back on 2025 and looking forward to 2026. So we should take this opportunity to pour one out for Anthem, whose servers shut down on January 12th.
Aw, that's so sad. Like, I know we've talked about this before, but I almost want to boot it up just because we can, and we won't be able to.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been a part of a couple game shutdowns in the past. Star Wars Galaxies is the one that sticks in my mind the most. And I just feel like in that room when they kind of decide that, they're like, okay, we're going to shut it down. And just everyone knows when we announce the shutdown, the population is going to spike. That does not mean the game is back. It just means that people are reacting to the game shutting down. Because every game I've ever played that shuts down, again, I'm remembering Star Wars Galaxies the most, but I'm pretty sure there were a couple others. The population just spikes at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting because, like, nobody went there, right? And so, but then they told you they were shutting down, and then it becomes super popular. But, like, that doesn't make the game any better. Like, no. It doesn't make the gameplay good. It's just like people want to be there.
No, but it's the same as what you said. Oh man, we should just get one. I mean, it brings back the whole conversation about preserving games and whatnot. And, you know, it'd be really cool if Anthem could have an offline mode so that we could play it forever. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it?
Or like a locally hosted server. Like maybe there's no big meta progression, but like you could at least play the gameplay loop, because like that thing was like the Iron Man simulator, right? Like you could fly around in the cool Anthem suit things, and like they were cool.
Yes, it was cool. That was about all it had going for it, though, in my opinion.
Well, yes, that is true. It's almost like you to your point about game preservation, you expect games to just be in your backlog and just be on your list forever, and in the rare occasion that something just like expires out of your backlog, you just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if like every game you had on Steam had like a 5-year clock on it, and it was just like you couldn't play it after 5 years at all?
That's a scary thought. I actually just imagined that world. That's a scary thought.
It is a scary thought. No, I know. I as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, I don't like that idea, because they could do it, and I don't like it. Welcome back to Pride and Accomplishment. My name is Chris.
And I'm Jason. This is episode 169. Nice. Happy New Year, Chris.
Happy New Year, Jason. We made it to 2026.
We did. And thus begins our series of annual episodes.
Yes. This episode is the first in a series of a few. It is our look back, look forward episode. So every year we kind of take a look at kind of what's coming out in the coming year, and we make some not predictions, but just like statements about our things that we think we're going to like. But also at the same time, and before we get into that, we will look at what we said we thought we were going to do or like in 2025, which has just ended, and see how close we were to our, I guess, predictions for ourselves in terms of games we would play and enjoy.
As a recap, Chris is usually very good at this, and I am notoriously bad at this.
Yes, that is true.
So bad. But last year I took a very different approach. I kind of changed it up a little bit on how I evaluated what I was going to do going forward, and I think I nailed it.
And I guess contrary-wise, I did not take a measured approach, and I completely failed.
You missed the mark pretty hard. So we like to keep this section a little short, so I guess maybe I'll just recap what I said last year. Last year, my the big three that I was looking forward to was WoW Season 2, Dispatch, and Split Fiction. I knew Split Fiction was a given, right? That one was easy. Dispatch was a little bit of a risk, turned out really good. And WoW Season 2, right? I always synced some time into an MMO of some sort. Last year I was really into WoW, or at least at the beginning of the year I was really deep into the WoW stuff, and season 2 was pretty good. Played a lot of open world stuff. Delves saved it. Delves really what kept me in WoW. So of those three, I thought I did a pretty good job. I ended up playing all of them, and I don't know, it turned out.
Yeah, I need to go back and listen to the episode for me and see what the heck I was thinking, because the ones that I had written down were Civilization 7, which I barely even read a review for. I mean, I did read a review for it, but I didn't like watch any footage or anything, and did not buy it or play it, of course. The next one I had written down was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, PS5, because it had come out on Xbox in 2024, but it was coming to the PS5 in 2025, and it did, but I also did not buy it or play it. And the third game that was on my list was Slay the Spire 2, which got delayed out of 2025, so it didn't even happen.
You missed it hard.
Yeah, I mean, part of this is my own fault. I mean, I should have known better. I should have known that I wasn't going to buy or play Civ 7, and I probably said this, but that was the thing I was hyped about, was Civ 7. But I in my heart of hearts, I knew I wasn't really going to play it, and I still haven't, and I'm still not really going to until it shows up in some Humble Bundle or something, probably.
Yeah. I would say, if you look at your honorable mentions, though, you did a much better job.
Okay, yes. My honorable mentions were Hades 2, which I did play a whole bunch of, Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, which didn't come out in 2025, Split Fiction, which I didn't play, and The Switch 2, which I played a lot of.
Switch 2 was basically all you played for months, so I feel like you nailed that one.
Okay, yes, that's true. I did make a at least correct prediction with the Switch 2 and being excited for it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but when we made this list, we didn't know if the Switch was technically coming out yet.
Correct. It hadn't been announced yet, right? It was, we made the list in December/January of 25, and it didn't get announced officially until like March.
Right. So I think you got it. I think you have a little bit of a redeeming honorable mention in the Switch 2, because it was a lot of your 2025, and you did put it on your list.
Yes. And to be fair, I also did not have nearly as much time to play games as I did in previous years. This year has been, different for me. And I've had much less time to just sit in front of a computer or PlayStation or whatever and like really get into a game. So I've played a lot more bite-sized stuff or things that are easier to pick up and put down and less narrative driven this year than I think I would have expected.
Well, good thing you put bite-sized stuff on your list for 26.
Yeah, kinda, sorta.
I don't know about that. Okay.
We'll
you want to get into it?
We'll get there.
Okay, so what we do is we try very hard to narrow it to 3 choices, top 3. And I would say mine are generally ranked. I wouldn't call them like strictly ranked, but I would say I tried to kind of rank them. And then, the honorable mentions are the way I do honorable mentions, and maybe Chris, you can explain how you do it. I don't know either if I'm going to like them, or it's kind of hopium that they come out in 26. Like, it's not confirmed yet. So that's kind of how I did my honorable mentions.
Okay. My approach to honorable mentions is a little different. I tend to think of things that I am pretty sure I want to buy or play, but am less sure of whether that's actually going to happen. So things like that I'm pretty sure I'm going to like, and that I'm relatively confident are coming out in the coming year, but are maybe things that I'm less like insta-buy or not pre-order, but you know what I mean? Like things that I'm not guaranteed to go for right away, which is really what my entire list of last year should have been.
Yeah, good point.
All right, how do we do this? We go each do one, or do we do our full list? I forget.
Yeah, let's alternate.
Okay. The thing that's first on my list that I know I'm going to play at least a little bit is World of Warcraft Midnight, the new expansion that's coming out in early March. It's announced. It's got a date. Pre-orders are open. I have not pre-ordered it yet. I think you have. And I am looking forward to new content, new stuff, new WoW. I haven't really played a lot since early this year, probably around when Season 2 was. And maybe I played a little bit in Season 3. I really don't remember. We'll get into it with our game spending episode because I'll find my subs. But I am I am looking forward to a new there's always just hype about an expansion, right? New expansion, new fun stuff. Like they've got housing now, so I got to see what all that translates into. See if I have any cool achievements from a long time ago that I can turn into cool stuff in my house. I don't know. I'm intrigued for the housing.
Midnight is also on my list. Man, this is a really tough one for me. I'm very excited for the story. I'm very excited for new open world stuff. I mean, I just mentioned it a moment ago, but delves are what kept me in it. And they mix up delves every season, but they only add like 1 or 2 new ones throughout the expansion, right? Each, they add 1 or 2 a season. But in WoW Midnight, we're getting 8 new dungeons. And I think it's like 12 or 13 new delves.
Oh, wow.
So it's just, like it reminds me, like delves were introduced recently on the grand scheme of the WoW timeline. Mm-hmm. And, it just kind of hit me when they announced it, like, hey, yeah, we're getting a bunch of new delves. And I was like, oh, yeah, we get a bunch of new like little mini instances of story or, randomness or independent open world. It's very weird. I don't really know how to describe delves, kind of dungeons. So that was exciting. Like that's a good part of it, but I'm really worried on the other side, right? We've talked about the add-on changes. We've talked about, I don't know, maybe we have or haven't talked about the class changes coming. Like they're really simplifying down the game. I heard a quote the other day that some classes are down to just 3 rotational skills.
Really?
Which is just, and every class is different and, but that's like kind of worrying me. But at the same time, like, I think WoW goes through this every couple of expansion cycles where they, they're expanding. They got these class trees and, bunches of nodes you can pick, and then they simplify and then it expands. So I'm wondering if this is just one of those resets where they're like, okay, we're going to restrict add-ons and we're going to simplify the game, and it's going to kind of all happen at once. And then, maybe over the next couple of seasons and couple of expansions, they expand again, because we're also getting a stat squish. So it's, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I am excited for the story. I am excited for open world. I am excited for all of that stuff because I know I enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I find some kind of like balance in WoW. I mean, this is really hard, but like, the casual WoW, the elusive casual WoW. I kind of did that a little bit in season 2, and if I played season 3, I don't remember. But I want to play, and I don't have time to like seriously play hard, like go crazy and have 3 nights of recuperating and all that kind of stuff. Like I need to pace myself just from my life. So I need to figure out how to kind of find that balance, but I want to still play WoW. And especially this is heightened, I realized, because we are going to BlizzCon in September. So that also, I want to be in that world or be involved in that world around the time that we go to BlizzCon. So I got to figure out how to balance all these things together.
Here's my recommendation to you, and I'm going to follow my own advice here. You should obviously set a goal to get to the new max level, do the whole story. Mm-hmm. And then my goal for the one season that I played like really hard into delves was to finish the Delver's Journey, which is kind of the meta progression for delves. And you get most of the value of that progression by doing at least 3 delves a week. That's it. That's it. And delves are like 10 minutes, right? You can do more, you can do way more, but like you get most of the value by doing just a couple. And it's you and I can do them together. You can do them solo. I think it's just such a good way to be a casual WoW player. I really do. I think they are a really good addition to the game.
Okay. I will take that under advisement. I do enjoy delves. They are fun. They are a really good way, like you said, to be able to play solo or with a small group. And for me, they're a good, like, I mean, we all know that I'm a multitasker a little bit here. But for me, they're a good way to, be able to like play WoW and like watch a YouTube video or watch TV or do something else, like, because they are a little repetitive after the first time you've seen them like 3 or 4 times. But they are still fun.
Okay. I'm going to continue the trend of being excited about an update because WoW Midnight, obviously expansion to an existing game. I heard a very interesting stat this year, and maybe we'll talk about it in the post show, that of all of the time spent in games on Steam, only 14% of it was spent on games that released in 2025.
Oh, okay.
So bunches of people are playing older games. And I think that is very true for me, right? I'm playing a lot of Warframe, playing a lot of World of Warcraft, playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. And this next one, not technically announced, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Factorio should have a major update in 2026. It's just generally their 2.1 update. They're addressing a lot of things. Their point updates add, like, they could say, oh, I added like this automation, or I added like this circuit signal, and it like unlocks a bunch of potential on what you could build and how you could automate. They did that. I can't remember what they did it with, but they like, they added signals to splitters, and you were like, oh, it's just it wasn't even a point update. It was like a 2.0.7 or something. And they were like, oh, we added signals to splitters, and like, it just changes the way you can design things, because now you can do signal input or circuit inputs to splitters. So I'm very excited for Factorio 2.1, because I think they're going to address a lot of the things that maybe I was struggling, some of the legendary stuff. I think they're going to address maybe a little bit on progression. Like, I'm having a lot of trouble in Factorio where it is, I loved making giant mega like things and expanding and making things scalable, right? Mm-hmm. Like being able to say, hey, I made 4, but I want to double it to 8 and I want to double it to 16. That was really fun for me in Factorio. Factorio 2.0 Space Age added quality to it, and it became more efficient and better to upgrade something's quality than it was to expand, linearly, like expand out or expand. I guess in computer science terms, you would call it scaling vertically, right? Like adding more to a single process. So I'm hoping they address some of that. They've talked about maybe addressing some of that. They've talked about addressing some of the quality. I'll call them hacks. They're not, just like infinitely recycling stuff to get exactly what you want without really losing any value, right? Like without actually churning through resources. So that's why I'm excited about it. I'm also kind of using it as a jumping off point to get back into Factorio whenever it happens. We have no announcement. That's the way they work. We'll just have to kind of see. But all of that to say, when that comes out, that will be my cue to get back into Factorio.
They just launched Factorio Space Age on the Switch 2. So hopefully this gives them some time, frees up their development team or whatever so that they can work on this 2.1 thing. If that comes out next year, I would be interested in checking it out, assuming I can find 3,000 hours to play Factorio.
No, you only need like 300.
Yeah. Much more reasonable 300 hours. No problem. All right, my next game, I'm hoping this is not a repeat of last year, but I haven't really played my PS5 this past year, and I am looking forward to playing it again at some point soon-ish, maybe at the end of 2026, because Marvel Wolverine is coming out from the makers of Marvel Spider-Man, and I am interested in getting back into kind of that big single-player AAA first-party PlayStation game, and this is the next big one. I haven't watched like any trailers or any like anything about this other than maybe like one like promo like reveal trailer last year. But I am still super excited about this. Just because like they did such a good job on the Spider-Man games, that like more things in that world and something that's a little bit grittier, like that just seems good to me. Like I am looking forward to it quite a bit. Do you care at all about this game?
I don't care at all, but I'm glad you brought up gritty, because I was going to ask, you're expecting a different tone to this game?
Oh yeah. No, I think this is going to be a rated M kind of like big, departure from in the Spider-Man universe, but like departure from the kind of like, I don't know, sophomoric nature of Spider-Man. And like the Spider-Man games, they get into some real themes and stuff, but like they're not gritty.
Yeah, no, don't care about these at all. I would play Spider-Man before I played this.
And you should. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Third person, by the way.
Yeah, okay, all right. I hear you. You don't have to play it on your PlayStation.
Wait, is it coming to PC at the same day and date?
I don't think it's coming at the same time, but you just give it a little bit of time and you can get it for Steam and play it on your Steam Deck.
You are so correct. But this goes back to some games seem like they should be played on a couch with a PlayStation controller.
Agreed.
This feels like one of them, although given my personal life situation at the moment, I'm not sure that I have the bandwidth or ability to play a gritty M-rated game on the TV in my house in giant form. But maybe I might be able to find some time to do that.
They don't know the difference.
See previous conversation about PlayStation Portal. That might come back into my future.
Oh no. Actually, this is totally off subject, but now is the best time to buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. People get rid of all of the junk they don't want that they got for Christmas.
Good point. I do get the ads now for Facebook Marketplace. It's trying to get me to buy PlayStation Portals from everybody in my neighborhood, apparently.
It's a great time.
Okay. It's also totally unrelated. Sorry, since we're on a sidetrack, I'm going to take a little sidetrack of the sidetrack. I got a chance to see an Xbox ROG Ally X in person at a Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
It was strapped down to a table, but it on a bar, which is kind of weird. But I did get to hold it and try it, and it was pretty nice.
So worth $1,000?
Probably not worth $1,000 if you already have a Steam Deck. But if I didn't already have a Steam Deck, I probably would buy one of those instead.
Okay, that's a good. I like that because it could be an entry instead of an upgrade.
Right. If I was looking to get into the handheld gaming market, I would probably jump for that. I saw an article. Again, we're tangenting on tangents at this point, but I saw an article the other day that was like, I am a diehard PC gamer, and it hurts my heart to tell you that you should just buy a handheld instead of a PC next year or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. With the way that all the component
really
pricing is going and all that stuff, but the handhelds are good.
It's a great, especially if you don't have a computer, because it's easy to side grade to an actual desktop type thing with the handheld. I've explained this before, right? I have done that where it's all USB-C. You just put a screen on it, you put a keyboard on it, and it's not going to be the highest quality thing, but for $1,000 for a Windows machine, with that you can either use in handheld mode or you can kind of set at some kind of station. That's a great deal. It's going to run games good enough. It's a great deal.
Yeah, no, that's handheld games.
Who knew?
Who knew? I didn't put it on my list, but we also have coming up in 2026 all of that Steam hardware, the Steam machine and the Steam controller and the Steam frame. Those are coming theoretically in early 2026.
Totally forgot about those.
Yeah, so see, we're bringing it full circle now back to the things to be excited about in 26.
There you go. Okay, my next one on my list, the last one on my list. I'm going out on a limb. I'm stretching a little bit.
Okay.
I think it's going to be good, but I don't know for sure. We have seen it in trailers a couple of times, and every time we've seen it, we go, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's so cool. And I'm pretty sure in 2026, Clockwork Revolution is going to come out. It's not technically announced, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out. That's the one where you can kind of control time. It's the crazy RPG on kind of steampunky, it reminds me a lot of Outer Worlds. It reminds me a lot of maybe Fallout in a way. It reminds me a lot of
BioShock.
In certain, yes, BioShock. We got that really long trailer for it in I think it was the Xbox showcase.
It was,
a couple months ago. So I don't know. This is the single player game of 2026 that I'm kind of getting behind and saying, I think this is going to be the one that I buy maybe on release, assuming it gets pretty decent reviews. I think this is going to be the one I get behind.
Counterpoint, it is coming to Game Pass because it's an Xbox Game Studio thing.
Oh,
So
good point. I might
you
not
could
have to buy it.
subscribe to Game Pass for a month or two and get your fill. How long do you think? Sorry, sidetrack of the sidetrack again. How long do you think Clair Obscur is going to be on Game Pass?
Forever?
Okay. Anyway, I've been thinking about Clair Obscur, and because it won every game of the Game Awards, and it's been on my mind to buy it.
It won the Game Awards.
It won the Game Awards, and so I've been considering playing it, and being like, do I just time it together with like a season of Game Passing, or do I just buy it, somewhere and play it on my Steam Deck?
Is it still on Super Sale?
It's on sale on Humble, and then you get the additional Humble Choice discount on top of that. So it's like $35, $34. I don't know.
That's a good price for that game.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
And that's 2 months of Game Pass.
Exactly. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see.
You know what should be on Game Pass?
What?
World of Warcraft.
Yes, it should. That's a great point. That would, yes. You
would subscribe. You would subscribe. You'd be like, Clair Obscur and World of Warcraft. I'm just, if some executive at Microsoft is listening, like, come on, it's right there.
They should, oh my gosh, they should just do it. Like, just, especially now that they're simple. Maybe that's it. Maybe we've cracked the code. Maybe they are simplifying WoW's add-on landscape and killing all the add-ons because they want to put it on Game Pass and make it cloud streamable because they wouldn't want to sync all your add-ons.
Oh, I mean, there's been plenty of rumors that they are making WoW consoleable, right?
Oh.
Or handheld, like controllable, right?
Handheld
you
would
put it
be
on a
great.
controller.
I would love that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, technically, Final Fantasy 14 is playable on a controller.
Guild Wars
you can get away with playing Guild Wars 2 on a controller. Warframe, right? The other one I play is you can literally play it on an iPhone, like
with a controller.
With a controller or just using touchscreen. So, there's a lot of rumors that say, yeah, they're trying to simplify WoW so that it can be done on a controller. I honestly, if I had a controller that could do most of my skills, doing delves on a Steam Deck.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Again, I'm coming back to delves, right? Like the casual content, but you still get, rewarded for it. I would, that would be fine with me. I don't know that I would do super competitive stuff, but normal raid, whatever, that's fine.
Well, even being able to just buzz around and do like gathering and like crafting and, economy stuff.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Being able to play WoW on my phone would be amazing.
That'd be so dangerous.
I can play Warframe on my phone. Why can't I play WoW on my phone?
Do you play Warframe on your phone?
I mean, I log in.
Oh, well, sure.
I do crafting stuff. I do economy stuff, right? Like you just said, simple stuff. I'm not going to go do like the hardest content ever on my phone, but like I need to run like one little mission for an alert or something like that. Sure. I'll do that on my phone.
You know, a game I am looking forward to playing on my phone, but probably not in 2026, bringing it back to our lists. Slay the Spire 2 for real this time.
You don't think you're going to be able to play it on your phone?
I don't think you're going to be able to play it on your phone at launch. I think it will come to the phone.
Oh, okay.
But I think that in 26, when it first comes out, it's going to be a PC-only early access thing. And I think it's going to stay that way for like at least a year. And then it's going to come out on the phone.
Wait, it's releasing... They pushed it... It's early access?
I'm pretty sure it's early. Well, I guess I don't know. I should look it up. But I'm pretty sure. I think they're in the like,
I think it's going to release.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I thought they were going to like release into like early access for tuning. Like
maybe.
I don't know.
I was going to ask you if they have an actual date in 2026, but I'm on the Steam page now and it's for March.
It is for March, and they said it was going to be a Thursday. They said
Thursday.
A secret Thursday in March or something. And when they announced that they were delaying it, they said a Thursday in March, I think, or maybe it was a Tuesday, but it was one of those.
Okay.
So I am so looking forward to this game because Slay the Spire is a great roguelike game, and I want to play different Slay the Spire, and this is different Slay the Spire, so that would be great. I wish it would come to iOS and iPadOS like day and date because I mostly play on my iPad, but if I have to play mostly on my Steam Deck for a little while, I'll do that instead. The problem with this
you should have had this one on your 2025. You should have had this one.
I should have, because it should have come out, and I would have played so much of it.
Yeah. This one really screwed you up for 2025.
This is not my fault.
Not your fault. Okay, Chris, I'm moving on to like major hope here.
Okay. Honorable mention time.
Honorable mention time. Major hope.
Okay.
I have 3 things that are not announced at all. That we either don't know that they're happening at all, or we don't know a date for them. The first I have definitely talked about on the podcast before, because we got an announcement for it. Summer Game Fest, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Summer Game Fest. Railborn, which is the survival crafting game on a train. Why?
Yes.
I mean, like, come on, you make a train, like you make a raft. It's raft, but on a train. We don't know when it's coming out. Rumored 2026. Some reporting that says 2026, but no confirmation of 2026. So that one's my first big hope. The other 2, the 2 major MMOs that I play are in this like limbo state right now that's really freaking me out. One is freaking me out. The other one's okay. Warframe just had a major update. Very good. Having a lot of fun with it. Everything's going great. But like, what's next? Not announced. Clearly something is coming. Like they've been building and building. It's just the next thing is not announced. Kind of annoying, kind of a little nerve-wracking. Like, how long am I going to have to wait? But they've been doing a very good job, so I trust them. The other one, though, Guild Wars 2 is in this really weird limbo right now where I don't know what's coming in 2026. Because obviously there are some updates coming from the last expansion, right? The quarterly kind of updates. But traditionally, when they have been doing these yearly expansions, they have announced the next one. Not announced. That's a strong word. They have spoken of the next one's existence.
Right. Yes.
When the previous one has come out or earlier, right? Like when if you know the order, they released Secrets of the Obscure, and they like dropped a line in one of their blogs that says, we're working on the 2024 and the 2025 expansion. They kind of confirmed the next 2 years of expansions, just the existence of them, right? They have yet to confirm, note, hint at anything, the existence of an expansion coming anywhere in the future. Like, even if it was like, hey, the next one's not going to be exactly a year, it's going to be a little longer than a year because our timeline's a little fine. Just confirm the existence that you are working on another expansion, please. Like, that's where I'm at with Guild Wars right now.
Is there any rumor or smoke about there being a Guild Wars 3?
There's so much rumor or smoke about Guild Wars 3.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, because that could be a reason to not do more expansions for Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're there yet. The game is doing really well. Their numbers are up. You know how hard it is for an MMO to have rising player numbers? Like, it's doing really well. I mean, on the grand scheme of things, on the grand scale of MMOs, is it as big as WoW? No, but like, it's growing, and that's a really hard thing to say for games, right? I just don't think that's it. I don't know. They're putting effort into Guild Wars 1 again. We just talked about Reforged a couple episodes ago. Like, I just don't think it's time to move on to Guild Wars 3 yet. And we know for sure that ArenaNet is working on another game. We don't know what it is. Some unannounced project in an existing IP. That's all that we really know. But I just want confirmation that there is another Guild Wars expansion. Like, here's where, I mean, I think one is going to come in 2026 or early 2027. I think it's very likely that maybe they have to push a couple months, and they're nervous about saying, hey, we can't release in our normal, 12-month timeline. It's going to be a 16-month timeline or something like that. But it's really hard to continue investing in an MMO that has horizontal progression when you don't know the future of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because in World of Warcraft, the point of the expansion is vertical progression. Like, you get all of the value of the expansion by playing that expansion, right? In Guild Wars 2, it's different, right? Like, I play Guild Wars 2 and I play old content to build legendaries and to do all this stuff with the promise that I will be able to use all of that in the next thing that comes out, right? Like it's a different mindset for a horizontal progression MMO. Warframe's very similar, right? Like you can only get so good in Warframe, right? There's level 30 is cap. It's never changed, right? So like you do more horizontal things in Warframe to be able to do the next thing, right? When it comes out. It just makes it really hard to continue investing when you don't know what the future is.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's the same kind of thing that I feel occasionally with Dota 2, right? Where it's like, I mean, I'm not playing a lot of Dota these days, but sometimes I do jump back into it and you wonder if the game is still going, but like it is. And they just announced like a new hero, like, I don't know, last month. So they are still working on it and it's still happening and the international still happening. The esports are still happening, but like you can tell that it's not as big as it was and they're not as into it as they were. Valve is, you know? Right. So I get it. Like when a game you really like and a game that's kind of old and that you've been playing for a long time kind of starts to fade a little bit, like that's rough.
I do not think Guild Wars 2 is in maintenance mode. That is hope. That's hope. I would love for them to confirm that Guild Wars 2 is not in maintenance mode. All I need is one line. We're working on the next expansion, right? Like that's it. That's all I need.
If they said we're working on the next game, would that excuse them from doing things in Guild Wars 2?
No, because I would be done playing Guild Wars 2. I would never put more time into Guild Wars 2.
Ah, I see.
Right? Like why continue investing in a game when they're just working on the next one?
Fair. I mean, well, yeah. Okay. Because if they did it like Guild Wars 1, they would say, and if you fill up all your achievements, you can have some cool thing in Guild Wars 3. And then you would have to
I would do that.
Work hard to do that.
They'd have to say it. Sure, I would do that. But, you know, they're on my honorable mentions because I believe Warframe for sure, but I believe Guild Wars 2 is going to do something else, like more. I'm like, I believe that they are. Whether it comes in 2026, maybe 2027, I don't know. Like I'm fine with whatever. But this is me putting them on my honorable mention because if it happens, I'm there.
Sure. All right. On my end, honorable mention, the first one that I have on my list is one that I know I'm going to at least give a try when it comes out, assuming it actually comes out in 2026, like it's planned to. And that is a little roguelike deck builder called Arcane Eats. This is a game that is not my style typically, but it is a like cooking kind of sort of game, but it's just a roguelike deck builder. And I played the demo of it and it is super fun.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know you played the demo. All right.
Yes, I played the demo, and the way that it works is like you have like three piles in front of you, if you think of it like in terms of a card game, and you have a hand, right? And you play like ingredients or whatever onto these three different piles in front of you to make dishes, quote unquote. And then you have customers that come, and the customers are hungry, and they have basically a health pool that is their hunger. And so you have to create a dish that is satisfying enough for them to sate their hunger and get however many points of HP. I mean, the cooking part is totally irrelevant. I care nothing about the cooking part. But the gameplay and the deck building and the kind of the loop of it is very appealing to me in the roguelike deck building space.
Does it matter at all that the UI looks almost exactly like Slay the Spire?
I mean, that doesn't hurt. Like... Maybe I'm just like really in withdrawal for Slay the Spire. And maybe if Slay the Spire comes out before this thing comes out, I won't even touch it. But yes, it looks very much like Slay the Spire and it is fun. Like it is definitely fun.
Okay, the end of my list. These I mentioned before, we're not sure about the other ones. We're sure that these two games are coming out in 2026. Surprisingly, maybe surprising. I don't know. They're both racing games. I've always liked the Horizon series, the Forza Horizon series, and Forza Horizon 6. Should be coming out in 2026. I hope it's better than Forza Horizon 5, and I hope it's as good as Forza Horizon 4. I mean, that's where I'm at with it.
There you go.
Forza Horizon 5 was fine. Forza Horizon 4 was great. I like almost 100%ed the Legoland. Like, it was great.
That was the one in the UK? 4 was?
Yes. Yes. And 5 was in Mexico, which not that it was Mexico. I don't know, the Hot Wheels expansion didn't really do it for me. I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. So I don't know where 6 is. Maybe it's out there published somewhere, but I don't know it yet.
6 is set in Japan. They've announced it.
okay, that'll be cool.
Yes, I am actually very much, having spent some time in Japan this past year, I am looking forward to the Japanese kind of setting.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, so that comes out in 2076. The other racing game, just learned about it last week or whatever, is I'm gonna say that maybe Star Wars Galactic Racer is gonna be good.
Oh.
And I'm gonna maybe again, we talked about it. Price point matters a lot in this game. $40 probably awesome. If it's a $70 or $80 game, that's gonna be harder to bite the bullet on and get into. Especially because it's not going to be on Game Pass. Forza Horizon 6, $15. Try it on Game Pass. Like, it's going to be easy. So those, I'm surprised to see racing games on my list.
Me too.
But I have enjoyed Forza Horizon in the past, and I don't know, a good Star Wars game would be nice.
Well, sure. Always. I mean, I'm also looking forward to both of these, although probably Forza more than Star Wars, but if the Star Wars game is good and has multiplayer, as it almost has to, and you're playing it, I will probably try it. All right, my last two on the honorable mentions list are, I don't know, maybe the same game. Who knows? But they are Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which we just learned about at the Game Awards, supposedly coming out in 2026. This is the kind of remake of the original Tomb Raider from 1996. It looks like Uncharted. I think it's going to be like Uncharted, and I'm excited about that. I said this about Indiana Jones and didn't end up playing it. That's still on my list of my want to play at some point. This is probably going to go right behind it. And then, yeah, we'll see how any of that plays out. And then my other game is 007 First Light, which looks like Uncharted, but because of the protagonist, not because of the puzzle solving, treasure ruin exploring thing. But like James Bond, the smooth talking kind of whatever 00 agent, looks like, kind of like the Nathan Drake kind of idea, who probably is based on James Bond somewhere in the middle of there with Indiana Jones thrown in. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling about this, but 007 First Light comes out, I think, in like March or so. And so I'm going to see how people like that game. I'm worried that it's going to be a little too Hitman for my taste. Like, it's not going to be my kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm paying close attention to that. But the character development and storytelling has a ton of potential in the 007 universe.
I'm surprised to see that one on your list. I am not surprised to see Tomb Raider. And honestly, probably maybe should have put it on my list as well. But
really?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might be more interested in Tomb Raider than Uncharted. I don't know why.
Yeah, why?
I don't know why I have that feeling.
Huh.
But I don't know. It's just something that like when I saw the announcements, I was like, oh man, I would really be into those games. And I don't know, maybe I just have to buy Uncharted and get it over with. But I don't know. If you get it and say, oh, this is really good, I've been playing a lot of this, I can see myself following very closely.
Okay. Well, Uncharted is very fun, and at this point is old enough that it should be very cheap. So I highly recommend it. And I think you can even play it on Windows now. You can get
the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which I think includes...
It's Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. I have that one. It's good.
Yeah, you can buy them, that collection for $17.
Oh my gosh. That is such a no-brainer. Such a no-brainer.
All right. Okay, all right.
Yes. I played those on PS5 or PS4. They are so good. You don't have to play 1 through 3 to play Uncharted 4. There's only one little nostalgia section that you just can skip through and it won't be a problem.
These are not open world, right? These are on rail stories.
They're on rail story games. Yes.
Okay.
With delineated chapters. They have they have chapter title cards that come up and yes. But they are so well done. They just, yeah. It's it's literally like playing an Indiana Jones movie, but a good Indiana Jones movie.
It's in my cart. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's in my cart.
Okay. Highly encouraged. Also, the Lost Legacy is good too. That's the one with it's kind of like a side game. It was like a I don't know, in the Uncharted universe kind of a thing. With these two minor-ish characters, Chloe and Nadine. And anyway, it's good. but it's like its own little. It's a smaller, shorter, like self-contained game. It was $40 or $50 when it came out. I think it was $40 when it came out, but it's still really good. So anyway, I highly recommend both of them. They're both very good. As we come to the end of these kind of predictions of 2026, I know we do our check-in of these in June, but I wanted to make a mention that like a lot of the games that I played a lot of last year, I didn't know about at this point in the year. Like we mentioned the whole Switch 2, the existence of the console and also the games for it. Like I played a ton of Donkey Kong Bonanza, which didn't exist when we recorded this episode a year ago.
Didn't even know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the games that won at the Game Awards were not announced prior to the start of 2025.
Right, exactly. So like I'm struggling a little bit with this look ahead because I'm like, man, I don't feel like I have that much stuff, but like, and I'm like, oh man, am I just never going to play any games next year? But like, I'm going to play games. I just don't know what they are yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Particularly the games that you have been spending the most time in, right? Those indie games, they just drop. They just show up.
Right. They pop up out of nowhere, or like they were in early access forever and then they all of a sudden release and I hear about them or whatever. Like I played a lot of Blueprints last year, and I did not know that Blueprints existed until March of 2025. Like, and it didn't come out until April. Like it was not on my radar because I didn't know anything about it, and I don't think it was marketed. Like, man, such a good game. So I guess I wanted to make that note of like, we probably don't even know the games that we're going to like the most because they haven't been released yet.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell, but like if you go look at the Steam DB page for Blueprints, I don't even know if it had a page until it released on April 10th. Like it was in their database March 3rd, 2021, but like I think based on this update, like it wasn't even visible on the store until April, right? So like you couldn't have known. It was impossible to know. That it's always hard, January 1st, 2026 to say what are you going to play this year. But I think I have a good list here, and I think we're going to add to it a lot. So I also think, though, Chris, and maybe this is a conversation on, what we expect in 2026. I don't think it's going to be as jam-packed with bangers as 2025 was.
Okay.
Maybe. I just don't. I don't know why I have that feeling. I just think 2025 was a top-of-the-line year that just had so much good stuff. In the indie space, in the AAA space, all over the place. I'm not saying that I think 2026 is going to be bad. I just don't think it's going to be as jam-packed of games that deserve Game of the Year.
Oh, well, there was only one game that deserved Game of the Year, and it was Clair Obscur, obviously.
No, Blueprints, Ball Pit, all of these indie games, and then Battlefield. Like we don't talk about a lot of the AAA games because you and I don't play a lot of them, but
right.
Like Battlefield 6 was huge, was great. Arc Raiders, amazing, huge game, right? Like very high quality, very good games. We don't talk about them, but like there were a lot of really good things in 2025. I think 2026 is going to be good. I just have this feeling it's not going to be as good as 2025.
Okay, maybe. I mean, based on the things we've talked about, I'm more excited for the big AAA games that are coming in 26 than I was for the ones that are coming in 25. So we'll have to see what we feel like at the end of the year. But I am more excited about the big games coming out in 26 than I was about the big games coming out in 25.
To prep for this episode, Chris and I scroll various lists that are published on the web. So it is very possible that him and I have missed something. We try to do a good job of prepping. We go all over. I look at Wikipedia. We look at published, games lists on PC Gamer and IGN and all of those other places. We also both scroll through our wish lists on Steam. So we try to put together a very good list, but I have a feeling that maybe we have missed something. So if we have, or you disagree, or have a game that we should be on the lookout for, come let us know by joining our Discord, which you can get to at discord.pnapodcast.com.
If you want to find any of our older episodes or find our show notes, this, for reference, last year, this episode was episode 145. So if you want to go back and listen to that, that's episode 145. But if you want to find those, you can visit our website at pnapodcast.com. That's P, the letter N, the letter A, podcast.com.
If you're enjoying the show, we would love if you could share it with some others, particularly this time of the year as we do our yearly annual run of episodes. They're a great time to get in and start listening to, because we talk about what we did last year and how it compares to this year. And I don't know, it's a great time. It's some of my favorite episodes of the show, honestly. So we would love if you could share the podcast with some others.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you next time. All right, we've had a lot of talk about all of these games that we've think we've played or we've enjoyed, and we look back and we look forward and all these things, but maybe we should go to the data. We should look at the numbers.
I love the data.
So yet again, Steam has done their Steam replay thing, which is where they take all of the data that they suck up about your games that you play on Steam, and they put them into fun little charts and infographics so that you can realize just how much time you spent playing certain games, and it's sometimes you find some surprises. So we thought it would be fun to kind of take a look in the after show here to look at our Steam replay from 2025.
Okay, my two favorite stats of this are number of games played and longest streak.
Okay, yes, I have those.
I have 20 games played this year.
Okay, I have 24.
11 new games and 16 demos.
Okay.
Okay. Which is 12 games fewer than last year. Interesting little tidbit online. Where you said 24. How does that split up?
So I was 24 games, 10 new games, 20 demos. There were actually some games that I played the demo and then bought the game. So that makes sense, I guess. And I was 15 fewer games than last year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, we were a lot of variety in 2024, I guess. And then my other favorite one is longest streak. Mine was not very long. It was only 6 days. But I always love to see where that falls and what games I was playing during the streak. So I played 3 different games over a 6-day streak in September. And maybe I'll dig into that a little bit more.
This is a shocking stat for me. My longest daily streak was 26 days.
Dang, it's that Steam Deck, man.
Yeah, it was almost the full month of May that I had a streak for 26 days from May 5th to May 31st. And it was all blueprints, basically. It was 4 games, but it was Dota 2, Rocket League, blueprints, and some playtest for some game I didn't like. So, it was basically just blueprints.
Okay, and then the next major stats I have are the top games I played that month with percentage of playtime for the year. What is your number one game? I'm sure it's Blueprints.
Wait, hang on. Let me see. How do I figure that out? But yes, it's Blueprints. 36% of total playtime was Blueprints.
Mine is Factorio, which I'm very proud of, with 24% of time.
Wow.
An interesting stat for me this year, if I scroll down a little bit, your playtime by month. I believe last year I had waves where I wasn't playing anything certain months. Mm-hmm. I have at least a couple hours played in every month.
I also have at least a couple hours played every month, but I have a couple of very big spikes. One was in January and then another was in April and May, which is when Blueprints came out. What
were you playing in January?
I played a lot of Dome Keeper on the Steam Deck. A lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You stay up all night with a baby. That does it for you. Yeah. Between April and May was 40% of this year's playtime for me.
Oh my gosh.
Of Blueprints, basically.
All Blueprints. Yeah. I love looking at other people's things. We have a mutual friend that I love looking at. I don't know if he wants us to shout us out, but I...
Are you talking about our friend who has 68 games played?
That's the one. I love looking at his replay because I don't ever get to play with him very much. But I feel like he has such a cool variety of stats, right? 57% on keyboard and mouse, 53% on controller. His playtime is so evenly spread across a bunch of games. It's just, I don't know. It's just a really cool Steam replay.
Yeah, it is fun to look at, vicariously live through people who have lots of time to play games. Yes. I had a lot of time on the Steam Deck this year. Like what
was your split?
66% with controller, which is almost entirely Steam Deck. And I actually think it's undercounting my Steam Deck time because it doesn't count time that you're offline. And if I go on travel, if I'm like on a plane or something, that's offline time.
Do you have actually have it broken down by Windows and Steam Deck a little lower?
I do. Yeah, 58% Steam Deck and 40% Windows.
And you think that's undercounting?
I think it's undercounting the Steam Deck a little bit. And 49% of my time playing Blueprints was on Steam Deck.
Or that's lower than I thought.
Maybe it's 49% of my total time was playing. I don't really understand how this is. It says most of your playtime was on a Steam Deck, and then it says 49% Blueprints. But it also says 5% Dispatch, and I played Dispatch exclusively on the Steam Deck. But I played a lot of it offline, so I don't know how that goes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I played a lot of Blueprints.